So we filed your case in 2020 and it was approved just like a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yes, yes.
So huge congratulations to you.
You took care of me from there. I'm very thankful to each and everyone, especially to you, sir.
Welcome to another episode of the Empowered Immigrant Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. And we are lucky today, ladies and gentlemen. We have a guest with us who is a client of our office and who's been working with our office since 2020. And he has agreed to come onto our show today and share us some details about his life, about his situation. For those who are just tuning in, my name is Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. And let's turn it over to our guest. Thank you so much for being courageous enough to share with us a little bit about yourself.
I thank you to the Landerholm Immigration. So basically considering my case. And my case was VAWA situation. Like, first of all, I never know about VAWA. There's a term called VAWA also. Like, I was in a deep, toxic relationship. Today, I'm totally free because of Landerholm Immigration. They helped me a lot to come out of this situation. I got married in 2017. I was doing fine at that point. I was a student and I looking for a job, but fell in love with a girl. We had a really good life in the beginning, but fortunately, I came through a lot of things. Like I faced so many situations in my life. I don't want anyone to go through that. Once we got married, like we were in a relationship for 3 years before that, 2015 itself. At the end of 2017, we got married. Since we are living a really good life, at one point after marriage, what happened is like usually any couple can have a little arguments or talks whenever they get married. Why I'm telling this situation is like it is very important in my case because once I got married to this woman and we had a little argument in the kitchen. Like I told her like a simple thing like the pot is hot. Like when I cooked something, I served her and I said like pot is hot, don't touch it. And accidentally she touched it and I said and she cursed at me in a bad way. I was like it's okay, just relax. And what she did, she grabbed the pot, she spilled all over, like just she tossed it all over. That apartment was not mine. I was living with my friend back in NC. I was nervous and I got a little mad also, like because that's not my place, because somebody else place who a chance to live over there. All I just said like this is not our place, please. That's it. She just walked into a restroom. I just came into the hall and she came back from the restroom. She grabbed a knife. I just saw that and she went back into the restroom and locked herself. Imagine that situation. Like it was like hell to me. Like I don't know what to do. I was screaming. I was like crying like anything. I was like begging her, please don't do this. Come out, please. After 1-2 minutes, she opened the door. First thing I did, I grabbed the knife. I tossed it somewhere else. And I said like, please never do this, please. She went into the other room and she locked herself. I was like, I want to talk to you. Please come out. And she said, just leave me alone for a while. I was like, okay. It took like 45 minutes. And I was like, okay, can we talk? Okay, everything is normal. Just talk to me. What happened? She was not opening the door, and like, and she's not responding. I got panicked again. I was like, something is wrong. Something is wrong. What I did, I little pressed the doorknob in a very hard way. It got open. And I went inside. I was looking around. She was nowhere in the room. And all of a sudden, I was like, where she went? Then I opened the closet. I can't see her. She was inside the closet behind my all shirts and all. She was in there sitting like in the corner, just like this. And I was like, and she was like little I was like panic. I was like, what happened? Why you doing this? Like, what's going on? When I asked her to come out, when I saw her, she already cut her wrist with her nails, literally. Her nails were a little big. She was bleeding. I cried a lot. I begged her. I took a promise from her. Please never do this. Please don't do this to me. Just I cried and I took the promise. At the same time, I asked her, this situation happened in your life? And she said, like, when I was 15, it happened with me. I was in a foster care. My point, I mean, after that, I never said a word to her because I don't want to see her in that situation. And at this point, I can tell you, like, I got married to her. If something happens to her, the first thing, because I'm around her, because that's my situation. After that, I was like, I got panicked. Literally, I got taking care of her in all way. This was okay for a while, and after I was looking for a job, and ups and downs in our life are going through, like we are facing odd situations, and we are in a good stage and a bad stage too. We were good actually at one point. After my brother asked me to come back to the California where he was living, and he asked me to stay with him. You can look for a job over here. So I flew from there. Like I took her and we came to California. We were living over here, and she found a job for her, and she was doing fine. I was looking for it. At one point, I can't depend on my brother for a long period because I'm married. I asked her, let's go to the different place and live. Like, I don't want to be a burden on my brother because I know he don't think in that way. But in my heart, I feel like that. That's why we stepped out. We were living in a different place. I started working outside in a restaurant. California rents are high actually, so I need to take care of that. So I was working like in the morning around 10 till night around 11 o'clock. In the beginning, I used to work like 5 days, all 5 days, all like 10-hour shifts. 10 to 11 hour shifts, and everything was going good. On my week off, I used to take her out wherever she wants. We went to all our vacations wherever we planned. Everything was fine. All of a sudden, I didn't file for any change of status or anything because I was on student visa at that point. She insisted me to I don't want you to be in this way. Come on, let's file for something and you just stay with me forever, please. And she insisted me to do that. This, after 2 years of our marriage, I filed for a marriage-based green card. After filing a green card, in the beginning, we were missing some documents to the USCIS and trying to recollect those documents. All of a sudden, she left the house. She said, I don't want to continue this. I was in nowhere situation because my status got changed. I was into application of a green card, so I can't go back and join into my college. So I was like, why you're doing this right now? Like when I was doing my studies, I can continue with my studies and then I can go ahead. So you asked me to insist me to do this, right? So I asked her, like, she started arguing and I was like, and she left. Literally, she left. I was nowhere. After like couple of months, she called me and said, I'm very sorry. I apologize. What I did with you, I'm very sorry. Please take me back. She was asking, literally, she was asking, fine, but things are like that only. Like, I'm out of status actually. Well, I don't know until we submit these documents. I can go and search for my IT kind of jobs. Like when she came back, we filed it again. Like whatever the documents were missing, we filed it again. There were one more document missing, and usually USCIS take long period in order to process the documentation. One more 6 months period. What happened is like in between her mother came for a vacation and everything was good. We went for a Los Angeles. We went all around Los Angeles and just like a vacation, she came down. Everything was fine. The other day I went for the work and the very next day she dropped me at the work because I had my car and she dropped me at the work. When I was about to come out of my work, she texted me like, I love you so much. Please take care of it. It was weird to me. I was like, oh, what's going on? Where are you? And she's not responding to me. I texted her mother. Her mother was not responding. So nothing was there. Like she packed herself and she left with her mother. She took my car and she just left. I don't know what to do. I made a police complaint, like my not responding, like I don't know whether she is okay or not, like, and they figured out and they tried to reach her mother, and all her mother said, like, when everything is okay, we're gonna contact him. I don't want him to disturb us. I was like, okay, fine. I was like, all I need to know, you guys are okay or not. That's all. That's all I need to know. That's all. I said it to the cop, not to the person. So he conveyed my message to her. 3-4 months passed by, and I got documents back from USCIS. I'm missing one more document from that for the USCIS because I never went through a lawyer in order to file for this GC. I was doing by myself, so that's why I was missing few documents. Again, I was in nowhere situation at this point. I don't know what to do. 3-4 months passed by. All of a sudden, her mother was texting me. I didn't reply to her. She told me, like, she's in the hospital. She's suffering from pneumonia. Her situation is bad. What should I do now? You guys left me, right? What do you want me to do? Please tell me. I spoke with her and she said, like, I'm very sorry. This is a karma, what we got from what we did to you. Forget all of it. How is your health? Are you okay or not? And she said, like, I'm in bad situation. I'm admitted in the hospital with a pneumonia. My health condition is very bad. Take care of yourself. And she said, I know, but mom can't afford my medicines and all. She said that. Okay, fine, I'll send you something. Transfer a little amount of money in order to get those medicine. And all I said are like, get well and just be happy. I made up my mind at that point, like I don't want her in my life again. Couple of weeks, I was just checking, like, if she's doing okay or not. Because end of the day, she was my wife at that point, like, and she was doing fine. And she called me and she started crying. I'm sorry what I did. I know this is not the first time I did it with you. Please don't take me wrong. But in that period, what happened is my brother, when we came to California, he gifted her a phone. Phone was like just an Android, and she used it for a while. And after that, I bought her a new phone, iPhone, and she was doing okay with that. Like in that period, I found that phone at my place where we were living, and I know the password. When I opened that phone, I came to know what she was doing in behind of me. I can't say like everything I saw, like literally I saw everything. Nobody wants to see that. And when she talked to me on the phone, after she came out of the hospital, I saw everything what you were doing in my behind. And she was like, what did you saw? I found your phone, because her Google account was still attached to that phone. That's how I got all the images and the videos and all. She was begging me, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Please, it was my bad situation. Please take me back. She literally just said that. After that, also, I don't know what's going in my mind. Still consider as like control your health and try to come out of it. Keep on asking me, I want to come back. I want to live with you. I'm very happy. Still accepted her at that point also. And I was like, okay, fine. And she came back to California. My mom came back from my country, India, a few months with my other brother, few months with me. And she literally used to see me, like I used to go every morning and I used to come all day. I work all day and come back. And she had like, why you're so much struggling? You were supposed to do an IT job. Why you're doing this? Like, I was like, I know my status got messed up. I'm waiting for something to come up so that I can join my IT job. And she got little nervous and she went into a depression. Literally, she saw me how I was working, because back then she used to take care of me when I was a child. She can't see me in that situation. I was like, don't take, everything will be normal. This is part of life we got to go through. And all of a sudden, on a new year, I want to learn IT, pursue my job in IT, Bakersfield. I was like, Bakersfield? Bakersfield? What do you mean by Bakersfield? There is no IT over there. As far as I know, it's just a big slaughterhouse of the United States. It's famous for that, but I never seen any IT thing. No, I'll be living in my friend's house. Like they have a consultancy. They want to place me in IT. I was like, but you are in Bay Area. This is the IT hub. You got to find over here, right? And she started arguing on me. You are coming across. You don't want me to live happily. I was like, I'm not stopping you from it. And she said, I want to go 3rd of Jan. I was like, okay, fine. I was like, okay, fine. Then what about my situation? You made me file again, right? I'm nowhere right now. No. Once I crack the interview, I'll be here nearby. I'll come down. I'm gonna live with you. What do you mean live with me? We are together, right? And she said like, yeah, we are together. In back of my mind, I was getting that feeling because she did with me past 2 times, right? I was getting this feeling she's going again. Very next day, she's packed the stuff. You said like 2 days, said like, no, she wants me to come today. So my mom was at home. I can't argue. Like if we argue each other, she feel bad. Okay, what you want me to do? Nothing. I want to leave. Just grab whatever money I had. Just be safe and be in touch and let me know what's going on. She left. After that, she switched off her phone. And she no contact. I was blank again. My mom was like literally begging me, like, what's going on? Please tell me. I was like, I was unable to explain her because I don't want to see her. And because she's old. She asked me, please, if something is wrong, let's go back to our country. We can live over there. It's fine. And I was like, all I asked my mom is like, Mom, I want to be a good husband, which I was. I don't know what's wrong with me. She wants to more. Fine, I'm letting her go. But whenever the hard situation comes, she comes back to me. All she see is like, I'm in a bad situation. This is the guy who's gonna take it out from me. Mom was insisting, and my lease was getting over in my apartment, and even my mom was leaving back to India. And I asked her, like, please take care of her. My mom, I asked her, please take care of her health and just trust me. I'm fighting for my right. I haven't done anything wrong. And I know it's a tragedy. I don't know. She went into a depression. Even I went into a depression, but she took her life back in India. After 2
Wow.
months. I know it was hard for me to digest because I can't travel back, and I have no way to say it. When at that point I came to Landerholm Immigration because I don't know what I was doing. Like I have no status, nothing. That's why I stepped at your doors. But I'm very thankful to you guys. You looked after me, and especially for your valuable time what you spend with me, sir, listening to my whole thing, whatever. That's what happened with me. Then you took care of me from there. I'm very thankful to each and everyone, especially to you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
This year I might be traveling to India. I want to do those ritual things like
Good.
what you got to do. Yeah.
Thank you for saying all of that. And that's tragic.
Some things we can't go back and change anything. Yeah.
All we can do is the best that we can do today. So we filed your case in 2020 and it was approved just like a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yes.
So huge congratulations to you. I mean, it doesn't change the situation with your mother, but it changes your situation, hopefully for the future.
Yeah, right now I'm working in IT. Like,
Good.
thankful to you guys. Like you worked a lot on it behind me. So.
Yeah, you're very welcome. If someone is listening and they're in a toxic relationship, toxic for whatever reason, what would your advice be to that person?
All I can say is they need to let it go. I know it's hard to let it go at that point. They want to live their own life. Let them go. Don't try to make them come back and you be in that same situation. In that period, you lose your whole time period where you want to live your own life also, right? It's not about, I want you guys to live together, but at the same time, you got to value yourself also. If it is a toxic relationship, up and down, coming back, going forward, just sit down and make sure like both should be happy on the end of the day. That's all I want to say.
One other thing that I would like to say to people who are listening, like our guest here did, if you are in an immigration situation, you're also in a toxic relationship. Sometimes people are embarrassed. Sometimes people talk to the lawyer about their immigration situation, but don't want to share about some of the bad things that are happening at home. And what I want to say to people who are listening is, when you meet with your lawyer, it's important to share all the details, because in this situation, we were able to use kind of the sad and kind of messed up toxicity that was happening at home to end up solving the immigration situation. Sometimes we might use other strategies to solve the immigration situation, but it's like you want to just be willing and have the courage to share really what's going on when you meet with your immigration lawyer. That's what I wanted to say about that.
That's totally true. So you got to put all your things, what happened with you, because you don't need to hide anything at this point. Like in my situation, I didn't hide anything. I just kept everything open, clear.
That's right.
So that
which that takes courage.
yes,
It's not easy to say those things.
I
And
know. It
yeah.
is very hard to put that in front of anyone.
That's right. And when you have the courage to do that and meet with somebody about it, just 3 years later, you could change your life. Thank you so much for giving us some time
Thank you,
today.
Lord. Thank you a lot.
Thank you also just for being so generous to share your story with other people today. And I really appreciate it. If you got anything out of this podcast, please let us know in the comments below. We really appreciate those comments. And please check us out. If we can help you with your immigration situation in any way, we're here to help. Have a great day.
You too.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.